Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Railway Empire, the German DLC. I'm playing with my good friend the new IKB. Say hi, IKB.
Hi, everyone.
And he is assisting, advising, giving additional historical information as we go along. And in that vein, we have a few questions from Jeff, one of our longtime viewer and poster, that he has. Okay, first question. Was there any conflict between canal and rail workers, as seen in pre-industrial workers with growing industrialization?
You there?
Oh, you can't hear me. Yeah, you can hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, okay, I got clicked off. Okay, let me reread this question. Sorry. Was there any conflict between canal and rail workers, as seen in pre-industrial workers with growing industrializations of jobs happening throughout Britain?
Conflict between sort of canal workers and railway workers. There wasn't much of a, as in sort of physical violence. There wasn't. There may have been some, but I don't think it ever really got too far beyond just sort of average bar fight, really. But in terms of the canal companies and the railway companies competing, there was definitely competition, and the railways almost always won, and often ended up buying out canal companies and either running them in, either sort of keeping them as sort of a bit of a sideshow, or in some cases actually filling in the sort of the canal bit of the canal and laying railway tracks on it.
Oh, that'd be, because if they already have the right of way, that'd be a good way of relatively, presumably cheaply buying it. So it's going to be going out of business. You know, the canal owners, which they were all privately owned, if I'm not mistaken, would realize that they were going to be going out of business, and you might as well sell up for a good amount of cash, but a lot cheaper than going from landowner to landowner to landowner to landowner trying to buy a right of way. Now, if people are interested in knowing about the canals, I forget which book. Not the sort of first three that are sort of in the middle of the Horatio Hornblower series, if you know of it. It's historical fiction that was originally started to write during World War II. Got it right here, by C.S. Forester. He leaves Britain because of World War II, eventually moves to Hollywood and writes for movies, but also writes books. Beat the Quarters and a few of the others are the original ones. I have them here on my shelf. But in one of the books, Hornblower, to get to his next ship early on, takes a canal boat that is not like a passenger. It just, he's riding on it, and they go through the details of how it's operated and how it works, and him helping out on the canals. So if you're interested in Britain and canals, you might want to look that up. And that's of course set right around 1800. So just 50 years approximately prior to this. That is what's going in. Okay, second question from Jeff. Was it the British government who standardized the track width or rail owners?
It was the British government, but it's sort of they came down to a question of, the question it came down to was, do we want what was easier to do? Was it easier to go with what was the scientifically proven to be the better system, or was it easier to go with what we've already got the most of laid, as in the most of? Because the only, in the UK at least, or the only railway company that had really gone different was Brunel's Great Western Railway with their rather impressive 7-foot broad gauge.
That seems awfully wide.
And which is awfully wide. Everyone else had pretty much standardized on 4 for 8.5 as standard gauge. And the Parliament ended up having sort of setting up a special commission to look into this. And what they basically concluded was that in terms of merit and stability and how fast you could easily run trains, broad gauge was obviously better, but there was so much more standard gauge track laid in the country that it would be horrendously expensive to try and upgrade all of that to broad gauge, whereas all of the stuff that had been built for broad gauge was already plenty wide enough to take standard gauge track and standard gauge trains. So what they ended up basically saying is that, right, from now on, if you're building a railway, a proper railway in Great Britain, it essentially became a case of you essentially had to go with standard gauge. And what was the sort of pre-existing broad gauge system was almost entirely converted initially to dual gauge track, so that you could run both broad and standard gauge trains on the same rails by essentially having another rail that was laid between the two 7-foot rails, so that you would be able to run both types of trains on it. And then eventually they completely phased out broad gauge, and over the course of literally one weekend, they cleared all of the old broad gauge locomotives and rolling stock out of the entire Great Western Railway network, from essentially Penzance and all the way up to London. They cleared all of it out, all of the broad gauge, wagons and carriages and locomotives were all cleared out and organised up into a huge field of specially built broad gauge sidings at their main locomotive works in Swindon. And then over the course of that weekend, they literally sent gangs of men out with saws to cut off the extra bit of the end of the sleeper that was holding the broad gauge rail, and collected all of that in. And over the course of one weekend, broad gauge essentially ceased to exist.
Wow, that must have been a project.
And then there was an awful lot of planning that went into it, but it was literally one weekend, and they essentially, after obviously a lot of pre-planning, they almost completely disappeared broad gauge, and vast amounts of the broad gauge locomotives were lined up in this huge array of essentially specially built sidings next to Swindon Works, and over the next few years were either disassembled for scrap, or some of them that had been built so that they, with parts that were designed so that you could convert it from broad gauge to standard gauge or vice versa, were converted permanently to their standard gauge format.
How interesting! Yes, that was probably very, like I say, very big piece of work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much. Very good. Okay, and I don't know. Once a ride along, I'm trying to while I was listening to, switching over and imagining all of the work you have to do on a weekend. Wanting to figure where we should go. Let's go from Hanover to Cassel or something like that. Okay, this is now let's just add another train. Now, in Cassel, let's see, can we shift it to there? We got to see about shifting some more of these trains to less used. Okay, so we're going to come up here. Hold it, before we start that, let's make sure we have that at least somewhat functional with a few. Yeah. Okay, we're being loaded, so let's hop on. And then we're going to see our cars being added to our train. Not much town there. I guess that's sort of our best view of the town. Track view. I don't like the track view so much. It's a little too low. Oh. No. Okay, here we go. See the engine we're bypassing. Carrying some logs. Hello, Elo Goat. Oh yeah, Panzer Corps 2. That's going to be really good. I was seeing some. They build it as gameplay footage on the Slitherine channel, but I just put it as well, just a little bit of hype video. But it looks like it's going to be good. So I'll be, of course, playing that as soon as I get my hands on it. And I have not, that I can't remember that I've seen any info on release dates. Very soon we will be having Imperator Rome, and earlier today we made the Field of Glory Empires Contest 1 video. We'll be playing some more of that. Well, yeah, they did show some captured video footage. It wasn't really gameplay. It wasn't somebody sitting and playing the game. It was just them showing sort of what it's going to look like. Meaning, they sort of captured some of it. It was sort of, I think it was like 3 brief clips, but it wasn't proper gameplay footage with the battles happening and seeing the results. It was more just eye candy look at it. So I think the stuff is still up, I think, on their Twitch, video on demand video on their Twitch channel. And that would look for the what is it, the Home of War Gamers or Home of War Games thing that they did. The second episode of that, and part way into it is where I watched it there. So we will be either I don't know if I'll be streaming it, but I'll definitely have it on YouTube for sure, and may stream it on my Twitch channel. Played Panzer Strategy. No, I don't know that I know that game. Under that name, I'm not recognizing it. German River. No, I don't know. I don't know if that's supposed to... I don't think that's the Rhine. Not that it really matters, but... Let's see down here on the map as we progress. Well, I'll take a look. Panzer strategy. I'll see if I can find that. Okay, this is one of the things. I'm sort of a little worried we don't fully, because this could become a traffic problem here. While we're waiting for various trains. Okay, good. So far, not a problem. Okay, so we made it there. Made it to Cassel. I am a little worried about this stop. So what we're going to do here is get rid of that. So let's make sure. Okay, we need to make sure that this has both a directional signal as well as a check. And I'm a little worried about that now too. So let's get rid of that one there, and we'll move the there that way, because I just don't want something get stuck here and this one wanting to go the other way and or come in or whatever. Better to keep the little more the yes, I was grinding earlier and we will be grinding more for it. Merkava, don't know if I'm going to get to that. I'm definitely getting the VFW. I already got the I-180S. So, good luck. Have fun. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, this is a through, so we can't really do too much about that one. This one goes to there. Oh, it's going around. Okay, so Cassel. What track are we here? I don't know. Oh, well, it's going through, so yeah, a little limited. Okay, Cassel. Oh, whoa, no. Oh, that was wrong. Let's see if we can move it to that track. Hopefully that will work better. Oh yes, played Order Battle quite a lot. On my YouTube, again, if you want to scroll down, you can find a link to my YouTube channel. We started on Slytherin, started a Order of Battle Winter War series that's now put on hold again, so we will be continuing that. Most of the stuff that I have on the YouTube channel is the Pacific War, but got some of that, and we'll be playing. It's a good game. I like some elements of it better than shall we say, traditional Panzer Corps, and I like some elements of Panzer Corps better. Yeah, this is sort of what I was worried about here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to delete this train. up here at Cassel. Let's go to here.
Right, Gamer, I think the potato train is confused because it can't get all the way over to the track it wants.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I'm gonna wait for
it
this.
might be better to just let it.
Well,
it might be better to just let it go into the one it wants
yeah,
to.
I think no, I think it's going to get it now. Yeah. Okay, here it will the next time. See, it was a bit confused because this one was sort of confronting it.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one we're going to change for next time. We'll move to there, so we're freeing up the through tracks next time. Better railway management. Okay, and that's already going out that way. Oh yeah, I love if you put Open General. Don't know what Open General is right offhand. Yeah, no, I'm loving this. This is Railway Empire. This is actually the DLC dealing with, you can see the date, 1850s and whatnot, the formation of sort of modern Germany. Waiting for clear routes. Okay. They're all waiting for clear routes. We need more signals. So I'm having fun playing trains, quite honestly. And a few people are having, I hope, fun watching. Uh-oh, do we have a problem here? What's this train's route? No, okay, that's should be going to there. Oh, we need a signal down here, I think. There we go. Okay, we're again with the... Let's move you to there. Before they do anything, let's kill that. Let's come over here, build another supply tower. We're gonna kill that supply tower. Yeah, basically we just moved it. There we go. Hopefully this corner will run more efficiently now. This intersection, I should say. This is a Passenger General 2 game, but made by modders. Looks okay. Interesting. I like. There's so much stuff out there. I'll quite admit I have not played everything by any means. Okay, cool. It's free. I'll also keep my eye out on that for that. We're going to be playing a lot of Imperator Rome on the channel coming up, and as well as Field of Glory 2 Empires. I know those aren't World War II games, but they are of interest to me. Okay, what is your... Oh, you are having a problem with what? You're going around. Okay, I don't know. Okay, we're into April.
How are we doing with the population in Hesse, gamer?
145,000. We need to get to 240. So, well, you got what about 9 months almost? Okay, Cassel. What is Cassel? More vegetables, more beer, more sauerkraut. We'll get more sauerkraut with more vegetables. And they could use more cheese and more of these sugar beets. To me, they look like turnips, but okay. Okay, we're gonna go with another clone to Cassel. Clone, cheese, focus. And you're gonna come back this way. Now let's move you. Oh no, this is all messed up. No, delete, 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 delete. Cologne to Cassel, then to here, then to here. There we go.
And then, gamer.
Yeah.
I was wondering to maybe try and make it easier to get from Cologne between Cologne and Cassel. Do you think maybe it'd be worth connecting up the two lines that are getting quite close in the middle through the mountains? The one going to the cotton and the one going to the
Well, you see,
farm.
I think the bottleneck is either here. Well,
there is a nice little pass in the mountains, sort of in between the two.
What I'm thinking is
you might be able to get away without building another tunnel there.
Well, what I'm thinking of is building another station here, because we're all full up with.
You mean building a second Cassel station?
Yeah. Let's. Should have saved this before this whole thing. Okay. Let's come here.
I have to call that Cassel West or something.
Well, it labels it Cassel too, but we might get fancy. Okay, well.
This is starting to remind me a little bit of Clapham Junction.
Okay.
Which, for those who don't know, is basically the busiest sort of railway station in Britain. It's up in London, and it's got really huge amounts of tracks all meeting there, and it's known for being particularly busy and rather congested at times.
You can go through the mountains, but what happens if you go through the mountain? You can't climb too much of a steep, but you get tunnels, and tunnels are super expensive to build. So you want to try to avoid tunnels. So that's what this is an economic, shall we say, measure here that we're trying to do. Let's come in and reconnect.
Because tunnels are really expensive.
Yeah.
And involve an awful lot of either gunpowder or other forms of explosives to build them.
Yeah. Probably should have built it without so many small bridges, but alright. Okay, so there we go. We got that. Let's do the crossing points. Okay, so now we're hooked up to this. Now what I'm also thinking of doing here is coming from here. Oh, before we go any further. Put that going that way. Why is that stopped? I don't know. To me, it's a wonderful virtual train set. I had one as a kid, but this is in some ways more fun. I mean, obviously you can't touch it, but man, it's in many ways it's neater. Much more.
Yes, it's the one problem with having a train set at home is they take up rather a lot of space.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. At least for a good chunk, eventually the space got eaten up. My parents liked to collect old cars. So my dad turned the 2-car garage into a 6-car garage. So the train layout only took up the space of a single car. So I got that for many years to play with. And it was a layout that was, formed and made and all that kind of thing. So it was sort of a permanent thing, or it was a permanent thing until it, got rid of it. But yeah, so they do take up a lot of space, but it was nowhere neat as all of this, obviously. So I don't know if I was a kid which I would like more, something like this that's virtual, or something that is something that I could touch. I just don't know. Okay, so we've got that going to there. That will work. We want to focus. No, not cheese. Now we're going to add that. Well, we're going to let that one run anyways. No. Nope. We're going to come to Cassel 2. And that one will just take cheese, pick up meat or whatever that they need down here. They already have meat. I don't know. Sauerkraut if they ever start making enough of it. And we will go from Essen to Cassel 2, focusing in on clothes. And we will do a supply tower. Oh, we also need to specify. I can imagine. No, I was quite lucky in getting that. Didn't we already do that? No, wait a minute. Okay, where's Essen? Yeah, there we are. We need to add the locomotive there. supply tower. No, supply tower. Water, oil, and other. And okay. Yeah, it looks like a good sort of midpoint. Maybe that'll be the only one we need there. We'll add a few signals just to keep them from getting too jammed up. Uh-oh, what do we have here? Okay, another one of these guys. Okay, you're the problem. What do you have on you? You have boots. Okay, we're gonna just completely trash this train. Goodbye. And we're going to add another one coming from Cassel to Essen. Just going the opposite of what we just did. And at Essen, though, we are going to stress clothing. Okay, that should help things. Doesn't solve everything, but...
Because what we essentially have here is Cassel 2 is essentially acting as the freight station, as it were, for Cassel.
Yeah, well, well, it would be, but the warehouses go into the other one.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, it's almost the other way around, but
And then in some ways it's quite accurate, because once a city gets above a certain size, you need more than one railway station.
oh yes, that's very true. Just doesn't look elegant on this map because it's not well connected into everything else. It's not well planned out. I know I could connect this in here, but I'm just quite honestly more afraid if I were to connect this in, it would cause more traffic than it would help. Jams, problems, that kind of thing. Train maintenance acceleration would be good.
Ooh, can we get a new locomotive?
Well, we didn't this time. They're not getting too much faster. They're getting for heavier freight, and I don't know that that's gonna... I just quite honestly don't know how much this current freight is being slowed down by the lack of traction. Now, if we were going up and down hills, I definitely noticed that. Okay, so where we need more beer. We're getting focusing more close. Okay, we got some sauerkraut there at least. We got some milk. We'll be getting some cheese coming in. Okay, that's good. Now let's come down, sort of focusing on that. Frankfurt here. Okay, more wheat. Lots more wheat. More sausage. More beer. More sausage. More wheat. Why aren't we getting more wheat coming up from here? Probably because we're not getting enough, making enough from here. Well, let's see if we buy this. Okay. Okay, we got a bit of an auction here. Hopefully we will win it. Okay, so now we have this. We now own this. the point one, of course, we can, we'll actually make more, but we're also going to expand that. So now that will provide more wheat, you know, per week or whatever. I think that's a better solution than simply trying to okay, let's go. Herman's Forest. Okay, we'll buy that. We're connected, it's part of our system. Now, the other thing I think we're going to do is expand this station. That will also mean loading it happens faster. Now, don't know if I'm going to actually utilize the railways just because, again, it's congested in here. Well, as I'm saying that, let's see, if we were to come through here, let's dump the supply tower. We can, oh, it's being used. Oh, come on. Okay. Can we dump it now? No. Now maybe we can. Yes, demolish that. Okay. Now let's see if we come back here. And we... connect there. There we go. There we go. Not elegant, but it looks like it'll work. Now down here.
Function over form, gamer. Function over form.
Oh, I don't know about that because I could design it better.
If it looks ugly but it works, then it works.
Yeah, I hear you. See, if I expanded this first and did this bypass here, that would have been
second.
Yeah. Okay, let's try this. I don't have to rebuild that whole bridge thing. Okay, let's see if we can run this just a little bit. Okay, now. Well, do we even need to remove that? Maybe we don't. Maybe this is a mistake. Oh, it's being used now. By who? By what? Yeah, what? Let's see if we go from here to here. Now, come back to here and let's. That might do it. Oh hell no! That. Oh god, that's ugly. What happened with all of that? I don't know. Well, let's maybe starting from this end. Let's see what we can do here. Parallel this. Come here. Come up to...
Can you do 4-track wide bridges?
No, you can only do 2-track wide.
Mm.
Let's just build this for right now. Okay. That... Will that do it? There we go. That does it. Well, it looks very ugly. Okay, it looks very, very ugly. Oh, we need to do the crossing points here.
Looks ugly, but it works.
It looks like it will. It looks like it will work. And here, I forgot.
You see, gamer, there you're discovering the age-old problem that all railways have when they try and expand. They've got to try and work around what was put there before and try and make things work in new and interesting ways.
Yes, yes. Okay, that'll keep that flowing. This will keep, where are we getting the, I don't know. Oh, this is, we messed this up here somehow?
I think you just need to put a
No,
direction
here,
signal on.
yeah. Here, that way. There we go. Okay, so now we can... Well, you don't actually bypass this. Well, I guess we could make a bypass to this bypass, but I don't know. Okay, so we're flowing through here. So this hopefully will alleviate some of the... Oh, well, let's put a few more signals down. Okay, don't come here unless it's clear. Don't go this way unless it's clear. Don't come this way unless it's clear. Or whatever that may mean. Let's see how well the AI can internalize this. New paths. Especially the ones going from Koblenz to Frankfurt and beyond. That don't have to touch here. Maybe they can. Did we get disconnected?
You might have been for a...
Oh.
Might have been for a very brief second, but
Okay.
I'm still here.
Yeah, good. Okay, starting to use these outer tracks. Very nice. Okay, that's at least one train using an outer track. That is superb. Now, though, I'm thinking I'm going to have to go back. Well, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to have to go back and try to replay this and do some of this. But sooner, quicker, faster. Oh, we could do another business here. Okay, well, what are our business opportunities? We have enough money for probably whatever we could do. Distillery, maybe? I think we could use that, or candy factory. Okay, not yet doing clockwork maker. Okay, let's see, candy factory. Well, we have the wheat here. We have, where's fruit? Fruit's up here in this warehouse, so we're already moving fruit, wheat, and sugar beets. We have sugar beets out here. We could connect up. We own. Obviously, we also have sugar beets way up here, but that's like too far. So, the other option is just a distillery, and that just needs fruit. Now, let's take a look here at demand. Okay, 56,000 plus. They want fruit brandy, and it's 74. So to do only right now, Cassel, I think, is big enough in our territory to want gingerbread here. So I think we're going to go with the fruit brandy, because that we have a demand for it, and it'll be generally demanded sooner, faster, more. Okay. So let's go with a fruit brandy, and we'll stick it over here. That will hopefully help everybody grow. There'll be more jobs. There'll be more products moving around. Why aren't we moving? Okay, why aren't you moving? Okay, you're wanting to use that train track. Let's move back to this train track now that we got so much stuff going around. Looks like we're freeing up some tracks. Bakery. Where are we looking at? Okay, that isn't that far away. We have the money. Yeah, we'll make a bid on it. We'll definitely be expanding in this area at some point, I believe. Okay, good. We got that. At that point, we'll either be using it or convert it to something else. Yeah, it certainly looks like they're already using the other tracks here, and this is, oh, this is so cleared up. These guys, hey, they're showing up with cheese and meat and whatnot. I don't know if we needed meat, but, well, I guess we do. Okay, yes, we want panoramic cars. Breakdown, bad condition. Okay, yep, that could use maintenance shed there. It will probably help. Maybe one.
No, you just demolished it. You just demolished the maintenance shed now.
Did I?
Yeah. The one at Hanover.
Oh. Okay, we'll put one up here too. Okay. Thanks. Or it would have ended up being more of a problem. Okay, why is this guy waiting? He wants to go through there. Okay, well that's fine. Use one of our loop trains. It's looping around, or ring trains, or however you want to say that. Well, somewhere it grows, and we have the chance to put in another factory. Okay. Well. We need to produce clothes for, here. Well, okay, we're almost to there for clothing needs. It's mostly other things I'm just thinking we might have. Up here we got wool as well as other places. Another brewery, maybe? Germans drink a lot of beer. Yeah. So we have out there that. We'll put that out there. And we're going to increase shipments. But before we do that, let's see, we have
I have hops and wheat at the warehouse.
oh, okay. You're right, so then we don't need that. But do we have enough there? Yes, we have enough. Okay. So it's shipping in enough, so we'll just... do we even... yeah, we'll add a train. We want to make sure its volume is big enough. Warehouse. We'll take whatever it wants from the warehouse to go there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to make 100,000 in 6 months, so I may have to go back and replay this, because I want to continue with this, because I think it's going to go well beyond just connecting, you know, more areas here, just showing us what's on the screen from other experience. But I think we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank the new IKB for providing such great color commentary and assistance. Please post your questions, comments, suggestions, tips. We'll try to answer them in future things. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good day, night, week, whatever. Thanks. Bye.